Chelsea Football Club's Cole Palmer's off. I think we can all agree on that. However, Jamie Carragher has come out and compared him to Steven Gerrard. Goals, assists and frustration with his teammates. The overlap superstar all of a sudden believes Cole Palmer's not happy at Chelsea. We're going to talk about it. Ruud Gullit goes on the overlap. A lot of overlap today. And what did he say? He spoke about his interaction with Todd Boehly. For me, it's hilarious because why wouldn't this interaction go this way? However, a lot of Chelsea fans are upset. A lot of Chelsea historians pretending they know Chelsea's history and everything about it are out there as the pro-Chelsea activists. And for me, it's hilarious. And finally, Arne Slot talks about how he's going to rotate his team. Enzo Moresco's demanding more experienced players to close the gap on Liverpool. And we also get a nice indication of what Enzo Moresco believes is going forward the right thing to do. A guard of honor for Liverpool. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break this down. We're going to get into the little details. And what it's going to cost you is just a like. Listen, it's free of charge. Hit that like button. 1,000 likes tells YouTube I like this channel. I want to support this channel. Show it to more people. And that's the best thing you guys can do for the channel. If you're new, subscribe. Genuinely, road to 50k has started. We hit 40,000. I'm over the moon of that. 9,950 people to go. Let's get it started. Jamie Carragher is an interesting individual. When you listen to him talk about football in a tactics form, he knows what he's talking about. However, Jamie Carragher has cracked social media, cracked international engagement, and more importantly, he knows what to say when it comes to Chelsea fans to get us triggered. And I'm triggered. Because what I don't like is when people take a little bit of the truth, magnify it, and then absolutely use it to annoy people. Is Cole Palmer playing well? No. I think we all can agree on that, right? Cole Palmer's not been putting up statistical output for a while now. And when I say a while, I mean since January. Is it completely his fault? We'll talk about that. However, what did Jamie say that annoyed us all? Well, Jamie states that Cole Palmer is basically Steven Gerrard. And a lot of people can say, well, what are you talking about? They played in completely different positions. Totally agree with you. He said, he's Steven Gerrard, he's scoring the goals, he's getting the assists, and he's getting frustrated with his teammates because they're not on the same wavelength as him. Firstly, I am really getting sick and tired of people making excuses for Cole Palmer. And the reason I'm saying this is not because I don't like Cole Palmer. I think Cole Palmer is a marvellous footballer. I think Cole Palmer's our second best footballer at Chelsea Football Club after Moises Caicedo, right? I think Caicedo's the best, Cole Palmer's the second. Yet, what really irritates me at the moment is Cole's not performed well since January, right? His numbers aren't there. People will point at a few assists. And for me, I'm not going to lie to you, sometimes G&A masks good performances. So he's not been getting G&A, and I've got eyes. I cover every game that Chelsea play. His performances haven't been up to scratch. They haven't. His passes are overhit, his body language is horrible, and he's a bit infuriating to watch at this moment in time. And I've said this the other day. I am really annoyed that we let Joao Felix go on loan. Because if Joao was here, you could have put Joao in and it would have sparked some competition in Cole Palmer, and maybe Joao could have carried the burden for a few weeks. And then you put Cole back in, he's fresh and he's ready to go. Why this annoys me from Carragher is because I know what Jamie Carragher's doing. He's trying to trigger Chelsea fans into this rant I'm having here. I'm going to explain to you why Palmer's been bad. Number one, Palmer set stupid standards. Palmer was arguably one of the best players in the league. This is the second season as a full-time first-team footballer. And he was absolutely putting up numbers, performances, and moments that are up there with the best players in the league. Genuinely, him and Salah were going bar for bar. He finished close to Erling Haaland in goals. He was putting up stupid numbers and assists. And even this year, when you think about it, right? From the bottom of my heart, just think about it. Cole Palmer still got double figures in assists and double figures in goals. What more can you have? Genuinely, in 2 seasons. Yet, and this is the issue thing, he is moaning, he is throwing his hands in the air, he's overhitting passes, he's taking shots when they're not on. I just think he needs some time off, but we can't give it to him because we've got 4 games, then we've got hopefully a final against Fiorentina, Real Betis, and then we have a Club World Cup that is imperative for this club to go deep in, because it's about heritage, it's about DNA, it's about setting standards, right? You want to compete in these big trophies. People tell me, oh, it's a Club World Cup, why do you care? I care. I care. I genuinely care. I want to win big trophies. Real Madrid's in it, Chelsea's in it. Manchester City's in it. I think Juventus is in it. I want to be in it. Genuinely, I do want to be in it. All the big clubs in the world are in it. And for me, it's about heritage. He needs a break though. He's played for England. He's played for Chelsea. Honestly, straight after that tournament, I'm giving him a few weeks off. From there, we'll just move in it and then we keep it stepping. But Jamie, I know what you're doing, big man. I know, and it's a little bit annoying. So the other day on the overlap, they had Ruud Gullit. And for those of you that don't know, because, listen, some of us got into Chelsea at different times. Some of us got into Chelsea in the early 2000s. Some of us got in the 2010s. Some of us are just recent football fans, right? And they want to learn about the club, but they're not going to go all the way back. Look, if you ask me about my Chelsea history in the 70s and 80s, I don't know it. I really don't. But ask me about the time when I started watching football. From that moment onwards, I know my Chelsea history really well. Why? Because I love my team. Like, I know I've watched most of the games. It sticks to me as a memory. I'll remember stupid statistics that most people don't remember. Why? Because it's my team. Some people are historians. I'm not one of those. So when Ruud Gullit said, right, on the overlap that, oh, he met Todd Boehly and he was talking about how he went up to him. He said, hello, how are you? And he introduced himself. And the guy said, oh, Todd said to him, basically, who are you? And he said, I used to play for Chelsea and I was a manager at Chelsea. He goes, oh, when was that? And for him, it's like, he's not meant to know me. He's not meant to know me. But this is the DNA of the club being eroded. And that clip went viral. It's another overlap clip, right? The funny thing is for me, that clip was taken out of context. Why? Because he wasn't only talking about Chelsea. He used Todd Boehly as an example. He said Milan have lost their identity. Barcelona have lost some of their identity. He was going on about multiple different clubs. I think he spoke about Manchester United and also spoke about Liverpool and how Klopp had to resurrect it and how Arne Slot is building his own and how Chelsea need to build their own. And for me, this is where it gets very interesting. Right? At this moment in time, I don't have a problem with what Ruud Gullit said. What really annoys me is people wanting to beat the owners with this stick. Oh, they don't know their history. Let me give you a spoiler. Let me give you a shoot, as they would say in the wrestling game. Let me give you some kayfabe, right? The owners don't care about Chelsea Football Club. They're not meant to. For them, it's a business. They invested money. They want to make money. I think what we do as football fans is we make the exception the rule. Roman Abramovich loved Chelsea. Yes, he did. Roman Abramovich enjoyed Chelsea. Roman Abramovich used Chelsea as a pet project. You know what? Let me throw some money. Let me have some fun. Name another owner outside of Florentino Perez that does that. I'll wait for you. How many other owners don't have an ulterior motive to owning a football club? Not many. Like, you won't find many. And this is what rattles me. And you know what? I would love to know if Roman knew Chelsea's history 20, 30 years before. Why would Blue Co care about Chelsea's late 90s history? Genuinely. If Ruud Gullit wasn't the level of player that he was, and we haven't seen clips of him over and over again, I wouldn't have known who he is. I'll be honest. Because guess what? I was born in 96. Like, I was way too young to see him play. I've never seen him play. I've seen clips. All I know is he's a baller. How do I know he's a baller? My dad told me. My dad told me he was an absolute baller. Whenever I talk to my dad about football, Ruud Gullit's always brought up. Guess what? Todd Boehly does not come from a family of that likes football. They most probably call it soccer. And most probably growing up, his family watched the NBA or the NFL or baseball, because they're the prominent sports in America. And for me, I just think, there's a lot of anti-American attacking when it comes to these owners. Oh, they should have known it. Why should they have known it? Why? They just bought a business. That's what they did. And I think sometimes if you just accept things for the way that they are, and rather this stupid ideology that people think they should have, it's nonsense. I think it's because Chelsea aren't winning, people are sensitive, and it's impacting them. Please don't do that. Relax. Enjoy this end of the season, because it's actually an exciting one. Speaking of the end of the season, and this is where it gets interesting, right? Because all of a sudden, Chelsea are in a very nice position. Like, I'm not even exaggerating when I say we're in a nice position. Things are back in our hands. Forest have dropped points. Villa have got tough fixtures. We have tough fixtures. We handle our business. Life can get good, and we can be in the Champions League next year, and the Club World Cup could be one of those jolly up moments. However, this is where it gets interesting. Enzo Moresco in the press conference decided to speak about needing experience. Enzo basically said, for them to close the gap to Liverpool, They need experience. So what people tend to do is they go, oh, you know what? He wants 27-year-olds. He wants players that are experienced in the Premier League. That's how I perceive that comment. He wants players that have played in the Prem. He knows that when they sign, they push the team up a bit. And I think that is the perfect thing to ask. We don't need older players. We need experienced players. We need players that have proven track records, a good resume, a good CV, just a little bit of, I've done this before, I can do it again. And for me, when he's asking for that, I think he wins brownie points with the fans. And more importantly, Poch got sacked for that. So be careful. Because Poch actively made a divide between himself and the ownership group or the directors to basically show the fans, I'm not the problem here, they are. And the minute you do that, you're on the chopping block. He needs to be very careful, because if he doesn't get Champions League, do not be shocked if they sack him. However, he also said the guard of honor. Because everybody's got a problem with the guard of honor against Liverpool, right? Everybody wants to say, oh, where's their guard of honor? Why are we giving a guard of honor? I think it's respect. It's tradition. I think traditions are important. I think the minute you lose your traditions, you start losing a piece of who you are. And you're starting to evolve in a direction that's completely different to most probably where you want to go to. I think, and this is my opinion, some people might disagree, I think it's good practice. Liverpool have walked the league. They deserve it. They've come to Stamford Bridge. It's tradition. You clap them on, then you slap them on that pitch. For me, I said it before, I hope they've been drinking, I hope they've been chilling, I hope they've been having late nights, and I hope they have been partying their backsides off, politely put. What I don't want to happen is for them to show up and make a statement victory against Chelsea. Chelsea need 3 points. I don't think 1 point is good enough. I really don't. Because what 1 point does is it means we need to go beat Newcastle. I think we need 3 wins from our last 4 to 100% get top 5. If we do that, if we handle our business, we are going to be in the money and we are going to be chuffed, celebrating and proud of ourselves. What has happened is Arne Slot has said they're going to make changes. Maybe not as many as people think. However, there will be rotation. Players are going to get an opportunity. Chelsea need to capitalise. We need to get that win. Chelsea versus Liverpool is massive. It ends in a draw 9 out of 10 times. However, this needs to be that anomaly. We need to win. The players need to step up. You want Champions League football. You want pay rises because of your incentive-based contracts. Fans want it. Stamford Bridge needs to be absolutely loud as hell. I want to hear that the metal plates getting slapped in that night game. I want the players up and ready to go. It is a box office game. All eyes on me slot. 4:30 on a Sunday. Sky Sports News. They better clip this up and use this as the promo. Because the reality is, this is what the season rides on. Win this game. 3 games left, 2 wins, they get us into the Champions League. If we win this game and results go in our favour, we can literally push away from Aston Villa really well. We can literally push away from Forest to the point where we can get into that final game and maybe not need nothing. Maybe we can meet Newcastle next week and you know what? It'll be one of those, hey, draw suits you, draw suits me. How about we just draw this out? Maybe that's what could happen. It is what it is. Listen, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and for those of you that didn't watch us against Asgard or whatever the team's called, over here, 4-1 victory. Check it out. Let me know your thoughts. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.